passionate listeners.
Welcome back to the Jer and Gel podcast, where we dive deep into the intricate threads of love, communication, and of course, the steamy topic of sex.
I'm Jer, and joining me as always is my amazing, energetic, green-eyed queen and co-host, Gel.
Hey everyone, we've got a scintillating episode lined up for you today. Episode 40. Can you believe it? Today we're unraveling the mysteries behind what makes a sex life not just good, but mind-blowingly amazing.
Before we dive into the tantalizing details, let's address the forbidden fruit. Why is sex often hush-hush in the church? Well, hold on to your halos because guess what? God created this pleasure-filled experience just for us.
Picture this. He intricately designed man and woman, perfectly fitting together in every way for the ultimate enjoyment of each other. Disclaimer, folks, we're about to tread on some uncomfortable ground. But hey, spice and a sizzling sex life are the turbo boosters that keep a marriage moving like a high-speed freight train.
And no, this isn't a quaint subway or a trolley ride. It's a thrilling journey into the ecstasy of connection and passion.
So let's get started.
But we got a great episode for you guys today. We are talking about passion, about sizzling, about fuego.
Okay, Jer.
About some fire in the bedroom.
Well, hopefully there's some water around to put it out. Listen, we have talked about passion and fuego and spicing up your relationship in previous episodes.
To a point.
But nothing like what we're about to dive in today. It's a little bit more in depth.
Yeah, we're going to be sharing some stuff because there is a hush-hush about sex. And so many people walk around with this big barrier of like sex should be bland. I don't know.
I'm gonna help you out here, Jer Bear.
Go ahead, Jal.
Listen. So the hush hush, I mean, in the world that we live in today, people are actually really open about sex. You see it everywhere. You see it on TV, you see it on TikTok, you see it like people don't care. No shame. But the hush hush we're talking about is how it's so taboo in the Christian world or at church. It's rarely talked about. The things that you hear about sex at church or around your Christian friends and family is wait until you're married. And
don't do it
until you're married. That is all. I mean, that's all I grew up hearing.
I've just always heard don't do it. Wait.
Don't do it. Not even when you're married, they didn't say, oh, no, wait till you're married.
Well, when you're married, wait till you're married. But when you're in your teens and when you're younger, it was never like, okay, don't do it. Here's why.
So
don't do it. This is why you shouldn't.
Right.
Don't do it. This is why you should wait.
So it doesn't get talked about. So then what happens is you get married. And your whole life, you're like, don't do it. It's bad unless it's with your husband or wife. You get married and then you don't even know what you're doing. And then it's just, I feel like there's a lot that is unsaid.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I wouldn't want my kid, my kid and I are pretty open, right? Carter's really open. And so we talk about sex. I think I've been talking to him about sex since elementary school, actually. I want to say he was probably 7 years old when we first had a sex conversation. Not because I wanted to, but because there were some kids at school that were telling him some stuff. And
so he had questions.
He had questions. Like he had a 5th grader ask him, hey, would you have sex with that girl or that girl? And point them out.
Wow.
And I'm like,
bet that kid has 3 kid's pregnant already.
I don't know, but I was like, what? Why would a kid ask you that? And so, we have had conversations, right? You know, he knows that it is something that God created that you're supposed to enjoy and share with your wife or your husband. And he, at one point, when he was asking me about how our baby's made, and I was like, well, what do you I had straight asked him, well, what do you think sex is? And he said, well, sex is when you're naked on top of each other. This was his elementary answer. I was like, oh, okay. Yes, that's true. You are naked. Can be on top of each other, but it's a little bit more complex than that. And then I explained to him about the penis. I explained to him about the vagina and how we get periods and the eggs and the fallopian tube and all that stuff, right? And he, out of all that, he got, ew, you guys have eggs inside of you? That was his reaction in elementary. I was like, okay, we're done.
Not ready.
We're done. So now he's 15. Our conversations are a little bit different. And he knows what my expectations are, what our expectations are, and what God's expectations are, which is the most important. And so...
And I think he understands and sees what the world's expectation is and what comes from that as well.
Oh, yeah. So. He sees it all over school. And I'm actually very, very proud of him because he's a good kid. He has a good head on his shoulders. I think that right now I'm not really worried. Like just the conversation that we had in the car a few weeks ago. He's like, Mom, I think dating is a waste of time. I was like, really? Why? And he's like, because why are you dating? The purpose of dating is to find your husband, find your wife. It's not to just mess around with somebody and then be done. Oh, I don't love you anymore. Moving on to the next one. It's to find your soulmate, your person, your partner for life. And because we're not created to be alone. And so he was telling me this. He was telling me all this stuff in the car. My 15-year-old. And I was just like, huh. And I pray for him all the time. So I'm like, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is awesome to hear. But just remembering like my teenage years and how teenagers are now and how they've evolved and gotten worse, in my opinion, is I hope this lasts.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't change his mind. And, because it's something very beautiful to wait and give that gift to someone. I wasn't one of those fortunate people, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
well, because going back to that now, with that said, going back to our youth, when I first heard about sex was probably junior high.
Mm-hmm.
And I was probably 7th grade or so.
Right.
But then that's when I got into, we ran into a porn magazine and started seeing girls naked and stuff.
You shared us.
And then 9th grade, 10th grade, then hanging out with friends then they were starting to have sex with girls and they would start talking about their experiences. And then there was parties and then we would go to the parties and then everyone's, doing their own thing. And so we were never taught, I was never taught about sex. Mm-hmm. It was always, don't do it. If you get a girl pregnant, you're going to move out. It's your responsibility. You're going to take care of it and stuff. And I was like, I wasn't even having sex at that time. I didn't even know what that was.
But now, since you're married, now, and I'm talking like, let's just say your first marriage, you're married, you aren't sinning anymore. You are having sex with your spouse like God created. How do you, I guess, keep that sex life alive? How do you, I don't what I'm trying to say is like, how do you become more intimate on a deeper level other than just the physical with your spouse?
Well, I think that's when intimacy comes in. When you're connecting on a mental level or on a, how would you say, not mental.
Spiritual?
Spiritual, emotional, and what was the other one that we talked about when we did our podcast? There was a couple, but spiritual, emotional, physical, and I thought there was one more.
Intellectual.
There you go. When you can connect on those levels, that brings a different type of, well, that's intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
That allows you to connect with your partner on those levels. Whenever you can connect on those levels, and kind of like all cylinders are hitting, right? Everything's going well. If it's just physical, which we've been in that relationship before, or you've gone through that experience where we've had that just physical, where it's based on lust, or it's based on, just getting pleasure, and there's no health that comes from it. But in your marriage, if there's intimacy and you also have the physical connection, then that just increases everything.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that sex is kind of a taboo topic in the Christian world because it's not talked about.
No?
It's not talked about. And probably we have in our notes here that it's mostly for maybe modesty concerns or the desire to keep things kind of private,
I think that is the case because, like you said, in when you're on social media, you're on TikTok, you're on, you're at work and friends are talking to you. There, like you said, sometimes there is no filters.
Mm-hmm.
It's, hey, I did this last night, or I did this last weekend, or whatever. And we've been there. But when like now, you and I, like we talk about our relationship on here, but I don't go talking to my friends and people that I know, but like, hey, man, me and my wife last night, man, she, or whatever the case is, or I did this and that. But that is the modest part, right? Because you don't want to go making it sound like we're just.
And I think it's more than that. Like, to me, if you were to do that, I would find it disrespectful.
Yeah.
For you to go talking to your friends about our sex life like that. Like, there's some things me and my girlfriend share, but it's nothing like, oh my gosh, Jared did this. And no.
Well, and we know what that feels like too. Mm-hmm. We've seen that happen to where we've gone somewhere and someone comes in and they're with a friend of ours or someone that we know, and that guy comes and sits down and he's like, we ask him a question, hey, well, what do you like about this person? Mm-hmm. And that response was, oh, man, that coochie's good.
Yeah.
It wasn't so nice to say.
Oh, I remember what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
That is super.
It's very vulgar.
Disrespectful.
Very vulgar.
To the point where we were like, did that person just say that? Like, yeah. Did he really just say that?
Very vulgar and disrespectful for sure. And I was just like, what? No way. Yeah. So I appreciate that you don't do that. Thank you.
No, that's bad. Our focus on this is, we're not talking about this to brag on anything that we've got and what we've got going on. But we do want to talk about it because a lot of times this discussion does not come up.
Right.
And in order to have a healthy sex life, in order to have passion in your bedroom, passion with each other, there has to be certain things that are implemented. One of them is communication.
That's for everything in your relationship.
Communication, we talk about that all the time. Open communication. Communicate with each other. Be transparent with each other. In our sex life, we do the same thing. Mm-hmm. There's times Jael comes to me and she's like, is there anything that's missing or that you want? Anything you like more of? Or is there something that I can do that would make this more exciting?
Yes, because I am a lifelong learner at heart. I'm always learning something new. I like learning new things, and especially if it's about you. So I'm going to ask you questions like, like I asked you one time, I was like, what's a fantasy you've always wanted in the bedroom? Mm-hmm. And you didn't really have one to give me. I was like, what? You don't have a fantasy? Like nothing? And I started giving ideas like role play. I don't know, maybe an outfit you want me to wear. I mean, he had nothing.
Yeah.
Crickets.
Well, I think
and that's
it comes
okay.
down to where, when you're satisfied with what's happening, where there's still, we've only been married a year.
A year and a half almost.
The gas has not burned out.
No.
We still have a desire for each other, which I think that we both really work on keeping that going.
Mm-hmm.
We continually throw fire in the wood, or wood in the fire to keep that going. And you have to do that. You have to be open with each other, and you have to have that mutual consent in those things that you're looking at doing.
Right.
And if we didn't do that, then I'm sure we could have already been in that place where, like, God, this is boring, I'm bored, or I'm not enjoying myself, or whatever.
You have to add some spice through variety, like maybe don't always do it in the bedroom. Do it in the living room. Do it in your guest room. Do it in the shower. So those are ways you can spice things up. If it's getting mundane or boring, you just try something different. Explore. Maybe don't go all the way and just explore each other's bodies with touch and oils and maybe some food. I don't know, but there's lots of things you can do than just, okay, let's go. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
You
got to have something that continually helps you grow,
but
helps you open your mind to things, and you don't have to go all crazy,
Well, and that's the thing.
Whips and chains, but you can do things.
I mean, if you like it, and your spouse is on board with it, I think that when a Christian couple gets married and they have little to no experience, they're still kind of timid in the bedroom, timid with each other. They're getting to know each other and their boundaries, and they might not, you don't know what your spouse is into or what they like, especially if you've never done it. So you're going to be exploring for a while. And I feel like that's okay. Exploring your sexual desires in the confine of marriage is absolutely okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of people might stray away from that or shy away from that because of how they grew up in the Christian home. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a lot of times there's a lot of, like you said, there's the timidness, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times the sex life doesn't ever get that like kick because there's been so much there's been so much intellectual or so much of your mind going that don't do this, you're not supposed to do this, and then when you do start to do it, you still have that mentality of like,
you're like, I'm doing wrong,
this is not right, or something's wrong, or so we try to refrain from that. I think the other part on the other spectrum of that, you can come into a relationship with all kinds of experience, and that can either be damaging or it can
make things better.
I mean, it just depends.
Yeah, it depends on the experience and the other person's experience too.
There's two different spectrums where you could come into a relationship with no experience, which, I mean, that's the reality of what you would kind of want to happen. That's what you would want to, where you would want to be. Because when you're in a new relationship and you're the only two people that have been together, then you get to find out everything about each other. You don't have anything that's going to be coming in your mind on different ways or comparing or doing stuff like that.
Right.
Whereas when you do come in, you've had multiple partners or you've had sex with other people, and which is multiple partners, but that can damage things, and it can make things a lot more difficult. Not only the sense of like there's jealousy that can come in, there's the comparison, there's maybe one person is more experienced than the other, and they're not at the level you're wanting them to be at, or maybe they're at a higher level than you are and you're not at that level, whatever. There's a lot of things that can kind of play into it. So
that's why God says to wait.
Yeah, and that's what you want to do, but unfortunately that's not reality.
It's not, and not in the world we live in. It's really rare nowadays to see that. And when you do see it, man, it's beautiful. But
have you ever experienced that?
What?
What you just said? What you talking about?
No. When two virgins come together?
Mm-hmm.
No. Babe, I'm not talking about when. Oh my God,
I'm talking about. I'm just asking.
I'm saying it's rare
because I haven't either.
I know it's rare to see it nowadays. So when you do see it, it's beautiful, is what I meant to say.
Yes.
Not when you experience it. Obviously, I haven't experienced it. Okay, but yeah, you know what I meant.
I know. Where are we at on this one? Variety of exploration, trying new things. We already went there. Regular intimacy, consistency fosters connection. That's true. Consistency is good. Exceeding consistency is even better.
Can you elaborate on what consistency means and what do you mean by that?
That you're not going long periods of time without sex. That you're kind of pursuing each other, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So there's times that I initiate. There's times that you initiate. There's times that we just might come together where
Let's
it's just
talk
like
about
boom.
that. Do you think that you initiate often or more than I do?
I would think it's balanced right now.
Okay. Because
like you do initiate. There's times that you initiate when you have that desire. Mm-hmm. And then there's other times that I initiate.
Do you think it is okay for a husband or wife to deny their spouse?
If there's a reason as to why, I think it's okay.
What is a good reason?
Well, if you're on your period, that's a good reason. Ain't no carry going on in this home.
Okay.
If there's something like you really don't feel well, or there's something that you're like, if you're having stomach issues and you're really not feeling well,
that's not fun.
I shouldn't be like, but babe, like I need this right now.
Right.
I think there's times for it. Now, if it's just because I don't feel like it, I don't think you should. I don't think that should be a reason why.
What if I have a headache?
Then that's why I said if you don't feel well, if you really don't feel well.
Do you know how many people fake a headache?
Yes.
I mean, I've never done that.
I'm sure it happens a lot.
But people, or they are like complaining about something and then they just turn over and they just don't, even though it has nothing to do with that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So sad.
It's so easy for a man, from my perspective. I don't know what your perspective is. If I come on to you and I'm wanting to touch you, or I'm going and filling you all up and I'm in the mood, and you tell me, no, I'm not, we're not doing that, or I'm not, I don't want to do that right now, or however it would be. I don't know. Well, thank God you don't do that to me, because I don't feel that way. But I would feel rejected. I would feel...
Yeah, it does.
I would feel self-conscious about myself. I'm like, okay, well, what did I do? Or what happened? Or is she not attracted? Or is she not, did I do something wrong? Or whatever. And then I think from a man's perspective, once you're turned down so many times, a man will stop pursuing. A man will stop trying. And he'll just let it be. Yeah. And then you go 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, without any type of sexual.
Definitely not healthy.
No.
No. And a man should want to pursue his wife and do it consistently.
I would think, in your sense, does it feel good? Does it feel good when I pursue you?
I want to feel wanted and desired.
Yeah. I think everybody does. I want to feel
just
desired.
Like you do.
I want to feel wanted.
Yeah, so it's a two-way street. You chase me, I chase you. Mm-hmm. That's how it should be, in my opinion. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. So when you stop chasing, I'll let you know.
Okay. Okay, boo-boo. Just some other things that kind of point to a healthy sex life. Trust, feeling safe with your partner, enhance all overall experiences. Individual confidence.
Wait.
That's the big thing.
What does feeling safe mean? Like a safe word? What? I can't crack jokes, but you can? Wow. No.
What does feeling safe mean?
I will tell you what it means to me.
I would like to know.
Feeling safe with my partner in the bedroom to me is it has to do with trust. I trust you enough to please me, to make me feel good, to try new things, to maybe use a new toy or go to an area I haven't explored in my body yet, but I trust you, and because of that trust, I feel safe with you to do that.
Okay.
I mean, if that was the case, I wouldn't have let you use that thing. Remember we were at Riverbend? I would not have let you if I. Yeah.
What thing? I don't know what you're talking
Yes,
about.
you do. And I feel safe with you, and I trust you enough to be like, okay, he's not going to hurt me, not intentionally. So that's what I mean by.
So in that sense, like we're not going into detail of what that was.
No, that stuff is private.
When we had discussed that and we had talked about those things in the beginning, your perception of that was completely different. Or
wait, say that again. What?
So for us trying that toy, when we first got it and I told you I was getting it, you were like, what? No.
Yeah.
But I told you, I said, babe, trust me.
Yes.
This is something that I am going to please you, and I'm
You
going to
wanna
make
know-
sure you're comfortable.
Yes.
And I did. I didn't
You
force
wanna
anything
know-
on you.
No,
I
you
let you
didn't.
hold it.
No,
I
you
let you
didn't.
play with it, and you inspected it.
Babe,
And then
you're making me blush.
and then we were at
Oh my gosh.
Riverbend, which was a very romantic place in which we enjoyed, and it kind of set the whole mood for everything, right? Because that was, you took me there for my birthday.
I know.
And
we were not married, by the way.
no,
But
but
we made it right.
yeah, we did. But that's the thing too. Even and that was difficult. There were times, we did work to refrain from being with each other in that sense, and we would get to a point and then we would fall. To this day, we still try new things with each other, and we still explore things that we haven't done before.
Yeah.
Or things we haven't, brought into our bedroom. And it creates excitement. It creates interest. And there's that safety there still.
Well, at that time, yes, I was like, no, you can't do that. I'm not going to use that. Right? In the beginning. Or with that toy. But it was how you came at me with it. Your words and what you just said it made me trust you the way you said it. And you're like, look, it was like I was a little kid and you were like, look, touch it, feel it. This is what it looks like. Feel it on your skin. And then you're like, it's okay. I got some stuff that will help. And you like walked me through it and explained it and was like, this is. And then you, as you're using it, you're like also walking kind of me through it. So it was your patience and your tone that really shifted my mindset to, okay, this man loves me and he wants to please me and, try this with me. So I was like, okay.
In different ways, yeah.
Yeah. And so I would say it does take some time to feel safe and build that if you don't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And having the discussion. I mean, discussion was a big
talking
thing.
about it beforehand.
We didn't just, that wasn't something that we just got and did.
Right.
I mean, this was like probably weeks of sharing and talking. And
did I like it?
I don't know. Did you?
From your end, do you think I was pleased?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you were.
Okay.
Very pleased.
See? All right.
But if we wouldn't have talked about that, and if we wouldn't have expressed that, and I could have just stopped at, nope, that's something that she doesn't want to do, or that's something that we're not going to introduce, or that's not something we're going to do in our marriage,
well, how do you
or
know
in our relationship.
How do you know you don't like it if you don't try it? Like one of my philosophies is I will try everything at least once. If I don't like it, I ain't doing it again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
To an extent. But yes, for the most part.
Yeah.
So.
No, so trust is a big thing. Individual confidence, embracing self-confidence positively impacts and the shared experience.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I love and adore about you is your confidence.
Thank you,
and we'll
baby.
talk about that a little bit more as we get down, because it's actually in our notes and it's something that
Is
we
it?
talk about. But she is very confident in herself. I love that when she is naked or she's around me, she never tries to hide herself. She never tries to, oh, well, don't look at me like that. No, don't do this. Don't do that,
If I could walk around naked all day, I would.
I know. So confidence has a lot to play with it. Quality time, investing in each other outside of the bedroom strengthens the connection, which is true. That's something that I have to do for you, because for me, I mean, you just flip a switch on and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, no, I need more.
She needs warm up.
Yes. Preheat the oven.
Yeah.
We've talked about this. You have to. Yeah. You can't just jump right in, One of the things I like is self-care.
Yes.
Taking care of yourself, physically, not just eating right and exercising, which I will say will enhance your sex life, because you have more energy, you feel good, you look good. So you bring all that energy straight to the bedroom, in my opinion. But anyways, self-care, like if your partner likes it shaved down there, take care of it. That's what I mean by self-care, is not just the eating right and the working out, but how do you take care of your body to please your spouse?
Yeah.
That's
a big thing.
It is a big thing. Mm-hmm. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, that's painful.
Continued learning, which we kind of talked about, is, understanding your partner, evolving desires.
Wait. I want to talk about humor.
Okay. Where's humor at?
Humor, number 6. Laughter is often an overlooked aphrodisiac. We have a lot of humor in our relationship. And sometimes we'll be having sex and we just crack up laughing during sex about, I have no idea what. I can't even give an example because I don't even know. But something will happen. It will be, sometimes we'll be just talking during sex and we just start laughing. And I know some people aren't talkers. Some people don't talk during sex, or some people don't. But there's been a couple, and we don't do it often, but there's been at least 2 or 3 times that I can remember that we were like busting out laughing.
Just rolling.
Yeah. It definitely.
It happens. I don't remember.
I know. I can't either, but it definitely makes sex a little bit different. I will say that. Not in a bad way, just, in a fun way.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually your response is, stop, I don't want to pee.
Because
I don't want to wet the bed.
Because he makes me laugh so much, and my bladder is not how it used to be pre-kids.
Erotic communication, expressing desires through words, can be increasingly arousing. That's something that we've done in the bedroom, and that's something that I think that continues to... We don't do it all the time because I think we know each other well. But I remember there's been a couple times where I tell you, babe, you have 4 words that you can say.
Oh my gosh, yes. You like to play games.
Yeah. So, because a lot of times, sometimes if
I
liked
it though.
If you come into the bedroom with just, hey, let's go, and then you're touching each other, and do you like that? Ooh, how's that feel? Or how's this
You
feel?
haven't done that in a while.
I know. I will.
Well, but can you share the example of the 4 words?
So the 4 words that I told her that she was able to say was slower, faster, softer, or harder. Mm-hmm. And those are the only 4 words she was able to use.
Yeah.
So I'd start out with kissing her. Start out with nibbling on her.
You don't have to give the details.
But it's true. I'm not going into where I'm doing it and what I did.
I know. But that was very interesting for me that day because I had never experienced that before. I'm like, what? What do you mean I only have 4 words? And I thought it was so much fun. At first I was like, wait, but I have, because you know my mind, like I have to say all kinds of things sometimes. Yeah. And it's hard. And then, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great experience. Yep.
Gotta do that again. Huh. Spontaneous getaways, we've done that.
We have.
Change of scenery can do wonders.
Oh, yeah. Even just your house, though. Not even just leaving, but decorating your home. Maybe lining the floor with rose petals or get new bed sheets or light some candles. Yeah. Creating that environment. But it doesn't have to be getting away. Yeah. How can Christians reconcile their faith with the desire for a fulfilling sex life?
What does that mean?
Well, 1, you recognize that God created sex as a beautiful and sacred part of marriage. Yes. And you embrace it with open communication, love, mutual respect. Okay. And if you do all that, it can help align your faith with the pursuit of a satisfying sex life.
Okay. So a lot of times Christians that are married will often ask, can I do this? Yeah. Can I do that? Is it wrong to do this? Do you think there's anything wrong that you can do in...
Yes, I do.
You didn't even let me finish my question.
Go ahead. Go ahead, baby.
She's so excited to jump the gun. What things do you feel that you bring into your marriage that are wrong? Or is there something that you shouldn't do?
Well, yeah, Christians do say, I wonder if I can use this. Is this allowed? I believe, because the Bible does not really give us specific guidelines on, are toys allowed? Can you do this? Or it doesn't really say. No. So I believe that if you and your spouse have a conversation and both agree on the toys used or the terms or your boundaries, you guys set boundaries for each other and you guys are both in agreement, then it's okay. Now, what is not okay is to bring someone else into the bedroom with you. I don't believe that that's okay. The Bible is very strict on that. And we also believe that it should be between a man and a woman. Yep. Right? The sex was created for a man and a woman. Yep. And so those are the guidelines that I know of, that I grew up with, that I believe, and it has worked for me. I have never not been satisfied. So, I don't desire to kiss a girl or bring one and have a threesome. It's just not something that we should do, and it's not something that I even desire to do, because that causes a whole different dynamic and it is disrespectful to your spouse. Yeah.
Well, not even talking about the issues and problems that brings. Yeah. You know.
Do you think there's more than that should not be brought in?
No, I think that's the only ones that you shouldn't do. I mean, I think when it comes down to toys and bringing stuff into it,
you're in agreement.
You just have to both be in agreement. You both have to have that comfort. Mm-hmm. You have to be have that communication and be in agreement in it. And I mean, if you feel comfortable about it, then that's good. If I feel comfortable about it, or we both feel comfortable about it, then that's even better, Yeah.
Okay.
That's about it. Now, spicing up married life?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So some topics and some thoughts that we
Where's that at?
can bring is...
Oh, I see it.
Right after the last question we did. Is spicing up your married life. What type of things can we do to do that? And we've invested in some things that we've brought to help us with those areas. There's things that and we'll go through that. We'll call them out. We'll call them out as we do it.
We've already touched on these too, though. We kind of jumped around today. We didn't really go in order.
You jumped around. Not me. You.
Maybe because I'm impatient today. I'm sorry.
So did we already hit one?
One.
Intimate massage sessions. We do that.
We do, but we did not hit it in this episode.
Okay.
We hit it in a different episode. I love when I get a full body massage. It's amazing with oil and the music's on and the lights are lit and it just creates this amazing atmosphere and you just rub me down and it's just, I love it.
We do that. I have on my side of the bed, I keep oils. I keep some oils that I have around and some things that we can use. But randomly she'll ask for a foot massage or a leg massage or a full body massage, or sometimes I'll just set it up and do something for her. But not only that, but we have other things that we keep. So we have a speaker in our room. We could play music. I like lights. You can see we got colored lights.
Yes.
If it wasn't for me, it would just be white and black in here. You're welcome. But in our bedroom, we have colored lights. So she'll come in and she'll tell me, like the other night, she came in and she's all, babe, where's my light? Turn the red light on.
My red light. It has to be red. Red light special.
So turn on the light and get all that stuff going. But those things create more excitement. They create a different feel. It's an atmosphere. You have to create an atmosphere. You got to, for whatever you're doing. If it's sensual and soft, then set it up for sensual and soft.
Yep.
If it's something a little bit more rough and exciting, then set it up for rough and exciting,
Depends on what mood you're in, really.
Yeah.
So, number 2, bedroom games. We kind of talked a little bit about that.
We haven't played with that too much. We do have some
not
stuff, but
card
we don't
games
use
or
it.
board games or like dice or anything like that. But I think you telling me you can only say these 4 words, that's a game.
Yeah.
That's not,
Well, it's different. It's different, and it's in a sense it's focused on pleasure. That's kind of why I liked it, because it was just the fact that you're not thinking about everything else of answering questions, or your whole focus was to and I'm sure the way it worked for you is that you automatically went to your senses, and you thought, okay, how's this feel? It could feel better if he goes faster. It could feel better if he's softer. He could feel better if it's,
makes sense.
So her mind was busy, which is a great thing for your wife, because if their mind's not busy, then could be going all over the place. She might be making her shopping list, You don't want that to happen.
Oh my gosh, there's a movie on Netflix where a girl's actually making her shopping list during sex. It was hilarious. That's funny. No, I do not do that.
Fantasy sharing, openly discussing each other's fantasies, creating a space for trust and exploration. This is a good one, and this is something that I love when my wife does.
Oh no.
Cooking together in the nude. Well, usually she does it. I don't cook together in the nude, but when your wife cooks in the nude.
Oh my gosh.
I even put my name next to it. Jer, I love when my wife does this. I love when she just lounges. There's random times she'll come home from work and she's like, oh, I can't wait to get out of my clothes. And literally. So.
Yeah.
But that's where the confidence comes in, and that's where, man, I love seeing you. I literally, even when you take a shower in the morning, sometimes I just sit and staring at you, and I'm looking at you, and then she catches me in the mirror. She's like, "What are you looking at?"
I do. I'm like, he's just standing there staring. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? And doesn't tell me what he's thinking. I want to know what you're thinking at that moment.
I don't know if you do.
Yes, I want you to speak your thoughts out to me in that moment.
Okay, well then you should say, "What are you thinking?" Not "What are you looking at?"
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right. And then next is blindfolded sensations, which I don't think we've tried, but we've talked about it.
Yeah. I haven't blindfolded you.
No, because I'm a control freak. So I'm like, you're going to blindfold me. And then I get ticklish. Like
That's annoying.
I know. Sometimes you be doing something and I'm like, wait, that tickles. I'm not ready yet. It tickles. I don't know why, but certain times it tickles. And I'm just like, I have to be like mentally prepared for it to not tickle. I'm not kidding. We got to work on that. But blindfold is something no, it wasn't blindfold. Yeah, that's something I've been wanting to try and we haven't tried.
Mm-mm. Not yet.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't touched on this, and we haven't included this in our relationship, but role-playing adventures, creating characters and scenarios to add an element of excitement and novelty to your sexual experiences. So, one evening, we were going to meet up at a restaurant.
Yeah, I told you I wanted to do that.
Yeah. And it ended up not happening that way and stuff, but this is something I've never done before, and it's something that's not really like weird.
What do you
or
mean?
Embarrassing, but
or you pretend like you're someone else. Oh my gosh!
Because we're already married.
Yeah.
But then if I approach you somewhere and you're sitting at a bar at a restaurant waiting for me, I know, but it's still weird.
Okay, in my mind,
I'm not.
Hold up.
Not like shunning it. It's just,
I know,
but it's different.
I don't think you wanted to do it that night. But
that night we had so much stuff.
But
going on,
in my mind, this is how it would go. Ready? I'm already sitting at the restaurant, like in the bar area where it's open, right? You don't need an assigned table. And you come in, and I'm just sitting there sipping on my drink with my wedding ring on, not off. So I'm a married woman. And you come and you just try to sweet talk me. And I'm like, nope, nope, my husband won't allow it. I'm actually waiting for my husband. He hasn't showed up yet. Something like that. I don't know. But it's just that banter between back and forth. It's like, and we don't even do anything. But then I like go home to my husband and I'm like actually you.
Yeah.
I'm like, babe, guess what happened to me tonight? I got hit on. I resisted. Are you proud of me?
I'll be all, who'd you resist? Who was it? You'd be like, you. No,
I don't know. It's just one thing. It doesn't have to go down like that. Yeah. But it could be, because we saw this movie recently, right? Where they had done that. It was a big old like murder drama thing. But
yeah.
But it was interesting. Or to be different people would be even better. Like, create your own job and be somebody totally different. Yeah. You know, I used to do that in my younger years.
No.
Yeah, when I would go out, I would be like, when I would introduce myself, I wouldn't tell them my real name.
Make up a name and you'd be whatever you wanted to be.
Yeah, I was always, I don't remember. Oh, I was Scarlett, flight attendant for Southwest, 25 years old. I was always 25. Even though I wasn't. I was younger. I was younger than 25, but I would say 25. You know what I mean? That's just because it's fun and exciting, and I didn't really want, their number to be with this. It was like people I'm like, nah. Yeah. You're not going to really get to know who I really am.
Yeah.
So, but it was still kind of fun. I don't know. That was crazy old me, but but does it weird you out to do that? To pretend like you're someone else? Like you could pretend you're a multi-billionaire computer guy from Bali.
Never done it.
You know?
Bali.
Yeah.
Ooh, hello, I'm from India. How are you today?
Or what's that other one you want to go to? Not Bali. What's that?
Bora
city?
Bora.
No.
Thailand.
Nope. Oh my gosh, I
don't know.
It's gonna bug me now.
There's a bunch of places.
Dubai.
Dubai.
You could pretend like you're a multi-billionaire in Dubai.
We need more money before we go to Dubai.
I know. But I'm just saying, like, you could...
But I could be from there.
You know who you could pretend to be?
No.
The Jeremy you want to be 20 years from now. Or 10 years from now. That person. You portray him. That would be awesome.
Okay.
No?
Okay, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
Okay.
You're not convinced. Look at you. Look at your face.
We'll work on that one.
Okay.
Sexy testing and imagery. Texting.
We said testing.
Send each other steamy messages or suggested pictures throughout the day and build anticipation. Yes.
We do that. Surprise date nights.
We don't do that as often.
No, but remember, I did buy us a 40-night date card scratchers. We've done one so far, so we got to do another one.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to do it at least every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
but
we're up for one. For not this weekend, but next weekend.
Learning together. Explore educational materials or workshops focused on enhancing intimacy, ensuring that both partners are engaged in the journey of growth. I like that. That's good. What kind of workshops, though? Are we talking about like sex workshops or intimacy workshops or communication workshops? Like,
well, I think it's open to whatever you're willing to do and whatever you think would be.
I would like to read books together. There's lots of books out there. And we can there's lots of books on intimacy, on all kinds of things. I actually have a few.
You can find a book on anything
on my bookshelf that we should probably do, but.
Yeah. Really? Like what?
I
haven't seen these books.
There's a sex book that I've been wanting to read on my bookshelf.
I didn't know that.
It was recommended to me by a Christian therapist.
Really?
I forgot the name of it now, but I heard it's really good. It's about intimacy with your spouse and how to create that and build it in the bedroom, something like that. I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to look it up. But we should read it together. I haven't read it.
Yeah. That'd be cool. That'd be fun.
So remember, the key to a spicy and fulfilling sex life is
communication.
Always.
Consent. And a shared commitment to the pleasure and satisfaction of both partners.
Both. Because I feel like both partners should be pleased equally. Like, I shouldn't get pleased more than you and vice versa. It should be equal.
How do you think our balance is now? Do we have a good balance?
Yes, I do. Do you think that? Why are you asking me?
Because there's been a couple times, and it's not often, but there's been a couple times where you haven't been satisfied when I was satisfied.
You mean I didn't climax?
Yes.
You can say it.
Yes.
That is really rare.
Yeah.
It's really rare.
And I think it's usually when we go like a few days or there's a break in between.
Yeah, you can't hold it.
Yeah.
No, or
that's where my excitement is.
Or like morning sex. I hate morning sex. I for some reason I just can't in the morning.
Yeah.
You've noticed. That's why I don't have morning sex.
Sticks to the afternoons and the evening.
Yeah.
And nighttime.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know. But also something about like having bad breath and like,
yeah,
it's like, it's not sexy. It's not sexy to me. I'm not showered. I have bad breath. Like,
Well, you're very focused on cleanliness.
Only in the mornings, baby.
That's one of her things where she's constantly. Because there's been a couple times in the mornings where I just roll over and I'm like, "Hey, girl."
But you know what? But let me tell you.
But she won't kiss me. And she's like, my breath stinks. Yes. Yes,
no,
you did.
Jer,
Yes.
why are you lying? First
It's
of
not
all,
true.
I do kiss you. You want to use tongue.
That's
no.
kissing.
No.
That's she will not passionately kiss me.
I will like kiss you on your lips,
It's
but I'm not, and I'll kiss you over and over, but I'm not going to put my tongue down your throat when I haven't brushed.
Wow. Okay.
But I will tell you this. I'm not opposed to having morning sex. I'll do it. If you want it, I will do it. Just because I don't like it, it doesn't mean that I won't, because I have a few times. Mm-hmm. And if I don't climax, I'm actually okay with that because you are getting pleased and it makes me happy to please you. So I don't necessarily feel like I have to climax 100% all the time. And I know there'll be shade on this. And I know a lot of women be like, girl, please, I need a climax every time. Don't get, no. Let me tell you, I climax all the time. I can count on one hand how many times I have not climaxed with you. And it doesn't bother me. It does not bother me one bit. Especially in the mornings when I'm in a hurry and I'm like, okay, just do it. I'm like, let's go. Let's go. I need you to please so I can shower and get ready. And it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't bother you.
Okay. I like it.
Okay.
I like the green light there.
No,
it doesn't bother me. It just, I wonder, because a lot of times in a lot of relationships, there's typically one person that is not being satisfied. And that happens a lot.
No, not here.
That happens a lot.
We typically, more often than not, climax together. Mm-hmm. So I'm not complaining at all.
Yeah. I play catch up. Because I read her body and I'm like, okay, now we're getting there. And she's like, you don't know. I'm like, yeah, I do.
He does.
And then I catch up.
So I don't know how you know. Apparently body shifts, breathing shifts, things shift, and motions shift. And he's like, okay, she's getting ready. I'm like, why do you know this? Crazy.
And then I just say a couple words and boom.
Shut up. I will say, can I say something though?
Yes.
So there's a couple things I've been wanting to try that I haven't shared with you.
Okay.
Now don't get weirded out, okay?
Okay.
Do you have an open mind?
Obviously.
Okay, it's nothing bad, but it's something different.
Okay.
That you probably have never done before.
Probably.
And I have never done before, but I've been thinking about it. Okay, so the first thing that I want to try is before we even start having sex, we pray.
Mm-hmm. You've told me that before.
Well, I didn't tell you the second part, but okay. So, but we do. I think I might have mentioned it once then, a long time ago.
Yeah, you've made mention of it before,
pray,
but I don't.
But not just pray. You pray. You invite the Holy Spirit into your bedroom. You pray about pleasing one another, and you thank God for your body and all the stuff that you say, right?
Kind of like praying for your food before you eat it.
Yeah, you bless the food, so bless your sexual experience.
I will bless you. I got some prayers right now I can say.
Baby, listen. I'm just
Lord, bless this table of fruit that I'm about to journey.
Baby.
Will you please?
I can't with you.
Remember the book of Songs of Solomon?
Yes.
I'll read that whole thing.
You don't even have it memorized. Listen,
That's all about sex.
I know it is. It's a really beautiful book. But I'm just saying is you pray and you bless your sexual experience and see what happens. See if there's a more of an intimate or spiritual connection. Now, the second component to that is
So this is an A and B thing?
you got to do that and you got to do the other part.
Okay.
The second component is you have sex to worship music. Why are you laughing? I can't.
I don't know.
I'm
my brain does not go there.
Baby, listen. You said in the last episode you wanted to stop listening to ratchet music.
I have. That doesn't mean I'm bringing worship music into the bedroom.
Babe, we listened to ratchet music the other night.
Okay, the first song I'm going to put on for her is the Honeycomb song. No! And we'll see if she wants to.
No, I do not like that song. I'm talking about maybe like some gospel, like just,
Okay, that one's different. That's interesting.
Not worship, but like some real gospel music. Like have an intimate spiritual encounter with your spouse and the
on a different level.
And the Holy Spirit. That's what I want to experience. And you can't laugh. I already know you're gonna laugh. I already know you. But just keep an open mind. What if it's different? What if it's mind blowing? What if it's amazing?
I don't know. It could be.
I heard.
Could be.
I have heard that it definitely changes your sex if you. I haven't heard about the worship music part, but the praying before part I have. So,
where'd you hear this at?
At church. I did. I heard it
in one of your women's group.
No. Surprisingly, I heard it in my blended families class. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a while ago that I heard that. Like over 2 years ago, but I never tried it.
No.
So I figured, hey, why not give it a try?
Cool.
You are not convinced.
Hey, you don't know it until you try it, right?
I'm just saying.
There's many things that you don't know until you try it.
I wonder if there's anybody that has tried that. If you have,
I don't know.
We would like to know. Share. You don't have to go into detail, but it would be nice to know if there are other Christian couples out there who pray before they have sex. Not all the time, maybe just sometimes they do, or who put on some gospel music instead of. Can you name a ratchet song off the top of your? Because I'm shooting blanks right now. Can you help me out here, brother?
Keith Sweat. Jay Holiday.
No, not artists. Songs. Name of songs.
I want to sit on it.
Oh my! I don't know the name of that song, but yeah, that one.
I could play some.
No, we're good. But
I've got my playlist right here.
I'm wondering.
Oh, that's the other thing. Have a playlist.
Oh yeah.
Have a sex night playlist.
Yeah.
Because sometimes Alexa does not do well.
No, you have
She
to
pulls out
already
some stupid stuff.
And then you're constantly saying, Alexa, changed it to this. And it just doesn't. It kills the mood. So just have a playlist ready and hit play. Yeah, that's very helpful.
Yeah.
Good tip, baby. What? Are you shocked by?
No.
Okay.
No, it's definitely different. One of the things God has created this for us. Mm-hmm. The whole purpose of sex is for us to enjoy it and for us to multiply and fill this land, right? Mm-hmm. Go forth and multiply.
Unless you dare.
We
Did you hear me?
Yes.
Go. What?
Anyways,
it's past my bedtime.
Yeah, it's already gonna get ready.
I'm
be
getting
past
all
mine,
cray.
But that is, I mean, it does kind of make sense. I've never tried it. You never know until you try it. So that'll be something we'll have to experience, and then maybe on the next sex topic that we have.
There's another one.
Oh, did we cover everything in sex? We're done with it?
No.
Well, yeah. So we might bring that up and talk about that another time, months from now. But
Okay.
I think that's it, y'all.
That is all. We thank you and we appreciate you for listening to our podcast and our craziness. And we just hope that you continue to share this with your friends and your family. And if you have any comments or anything you'd like to share with us, you can always email us or send a comment.
Yeah. Sometimes there's unspoken things that we kind of just throw out there, and we want to keep that healthiness. We want to keep, the mystery alive. We still have a lot of mystery in ours, but, explore each other, communicate with each other, share, talk, read books together. I don't know, whatever it takes,
Have a
because it is
conversation.
fun. When you have a good sex life, it adds to a lot of things.
It does.
I know I don't have to worry about anything. I mean, at times I had struggled with thoughts. I had struggled with temptations. I had struggled with certain things, and those have minimized like completely, almost to the point that they're gone.
What do you mean?
So
almost
it's nice
to the
to
point.
have.
So there's
that.
still like 1%. You said almost.
Sometimes I still have those thoughts, and sometimes something will, come through my mind, and sometimes you have the urge to go, and you might see stuff on your phone, and it makes you think something. You want to go, because I've told what I've struggled with in the past, and I've shared it before, but it's nice when you're satisfied. When you don't have wants or desires or things that, like, there's things that I don't have to go see on the phone because you provide that to me. There's things that I'm not wanting or needing because you satisfy me with that. And when I tell you what I want, and you do it, so it's good when you don't have. Now, if it was something like, oh, I'm not going to do that. No, whatever. Whatever the case is. But then I would probably be wanting more of something. And if you're not going to give it to me, then where am I going to get it from? That's some
Your
of the thoughts
hand.
that people have. So.
Your hand.
And that's the other thing. Like,
I'm just
even with
kidding.
masturbation, like, and that,
I was
that
really
is
just joking.
But
though.
that is a true thing. I've been in that relationship.
Oh yeah.
Where that satisfaction's not there, or like you said, that you've been turned down so many times. So what do you resort to?
Yeah.
Well, okay, well then I'll go watch this and I'll take care of myself, or I'll please myself, And I don't think that's right. I really don't believe that's right, because even in our marriage, I have not resorted to that, or had to resort to that.
I know. I've asked you too. Have you masturbated since you've gotten married, and you still have said no?
No, because I tell you where I'm at, or I tell you, babe, like, I need you to take care of me, or I'll come to you and say, hey, babe, can you satisfy me later?
Yeah, he does ask when he's in need.
And it's for me, like,
and I just,
the way you show me love and the way I accept it and the way that it, like, means a lot to me is that physical part. I love when you're spontaneous. Sometimes, like, there's times that you'll just come to me and be like, babe, lay down.
Shut up. I don't say that.
Yes, you have.
Maybe once.
No, it's been more than once. But that makes me feel desired. It makes me feel like I can conquer anything, and it makes me want to provide more for you. But when I do have those urges, like, whatever, I'm just in the mood, and you can't do it because you're on your period, or whatever the situation is, I tell you, and you provide. You come and you're like, I got you, baby. So. That's
my
good.
pleasure, baby.
Yes, it is.
Just like Chick-fil-A. It's my pleasure.
Well. You just went there.
It's definitely my bedtime.
Anyways, y'all, thank you so much for joining us again. We'll see how this comes out. I don't know. I think we're all over the place as usual today.
Those of you who don't get the joke or know is this man worked for Chick-fil-A for how many years?
7.5 years.
7.5 years as a manager at Chick-fil-A. So it's funny.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that now.
Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share.
Yes.
Follow us
Thank
on
you.
social media. We're on Facebook. We're
All of
on
it.
Twitter.
We're on all of it.
We're on Instagram.
All the platforms.
Listen to the podcast. We're on
Yes.
all the major platforms. Or watch us on Spotify. Watch us on YouTube. We're here for your entertainment. Watch our shorts.
Share with new people. We would love it.
We are looking to grow this thing and blow it out of the water, y'all. So we want to start getting better and making more stuff for you. So the more time we have to do it,
And
the better
if
time
you have any requests on topics you would like us to talk about or go deeper into, please share that with us and we would be glad to.
Yes, we're all about going deeper.
No pun intended.
Okay, let's go.
Bye.
Let's end this thing. Bye.
Baby. Welcome to season 4, y'all, of Jaren Gel Podcast.
We are back for season 4, y'all.
Yes, we are.
And I'm excited.
We are excited. As we step into this new, amazing year of 2024, it's time for a rejuvenating, transformative journey. As we explore exciting topics, thoughtful conversations, with a little sprinkle of laughter.
We're not relationship experts, and this isn't professional life advice.
We're just two ordinary souls willing to share our extraordinary journey in the hope of inspiring and encouraging you. So join us as we navigate this journey of self-improvement and empowerment, providing you with the tools to make 2024 your best year yet. Individually. And 2023-2024 was a fast transition, and it has already been over 3 months since our last podcast. So let's get started.